Hey guys, it's 8 p.m. It's Monday evening. The do's and don'ts. I'm joined here with the ever youthful Sienna Thomas.
Hello.
Guys, we'll be with you in 1 second. Guys, Monday night, it's 8 o'clock. You should probably be doing something else, but thank you very much for watching. Sienna, great to see you here.
Thanks for having me, Steve. Today we're going to be talking about the do's and the don'ts of open homes.
Absolutely. It's an exciting part of our week, something we really look forward to as real estate agents. And it's got some do's and don'ts that go with it. We see quite a lot of interesting things out there in the world, but we've compiled a little bit of a list. We'll run through some of the things that we see and hopefully some of the things we can help you guys with. Sienna, obviously you're involved quite a lot now with the rental side of the business.
Yep.
A few little tips that we might be seeing out there is one thing that I always try to say to people when they're coming is try to turn up on time, guys, because generally you want to give yourself enough time to see the property and get through everything. And also, I mean this in the kindest of ways, but also be able to leave on time. As agents, we're running
100%.
around. So how many opens do you think you do on a Saturday?
Oh, it can be up to 8 till 10. You know, you're running around everywhere. And if someone comes in late, you know, you feel like you have to show them the property, but you're kind of running around. And, you know, also, you know, coming to the open home on time also is very good for presentation.
Yeah.
You know, it also shows that you're willing to come on time, and also it will be great when you do apply for an application that we technically trust you.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
So I mean, if I was a tenant and I'm coming through one of your open homes, what kind of questions? Well, what kind of answers do you like to answer? Or what kind of questions do you think tenants should be asking coming through a rental property?
You know, I definitely think that as a prospective tenant coming into an open home, always greet yourself. Always, oh hi, I'm this and no, and you know. Engage with the agent. You know, we are here to help. We are here to answer all your questions and all your queries.
Yeah.
So definitely coming in with a bright smile and a good attitude will definitely 100% go towards your application if you do apply.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it's so many. I know there's so many different personalities out in the world, but just a friendly, warm hello, and we're here to talk, and we want to help. You know, you as a tenant or you as a buyer. You know, to match you with hopefully that property, but if not, you know, with something that suits you better. So definitely
don't be afraid to ask us. We're here to help. That's our job.
Dress sense. I don't like to say judge a book by its cover, but people do judge their books by their covers. Sorry, that sounded really bad. But what I was going to say is if you're a tenant and you're going to be coming through these open homes, agents obviously like Sienna, you're trying to make the best assessment of people coming 100%. Through. So like I would say just dress neat and tidy and have a general good appearance if 100%, you can.
And a good attitude will always tick it off.
Come through. Good questions to ask is how long's the lease term? Something
like
that,
the price. I mean, that's you know, if a lot of people ask if it's north facing, west facing, etc., because the sun, and also, you know, you want to talk about, you know, the laundry and the car parks, and you or just want to get in depth when it comes to the property, because you know you walk in there and it could be a great property, but underneath it all it might have fixtures and maintenance to do. So just ensuring that you ask the agent a lot of questions when to do with like the laundry, the washing machine, anything.
Yeah. A lot of people ask about pets still. Like, is that a big question you get?
It's definitely a big question we get, and most of our apartments don't accept pet applications. It's mostly our granny flats, and also, mostly our granny flats. We can get some boarding houses that allow dogs, but it's depending on the circumstance.
Yeah, it's a good question to ask. Something I used to like when I used to work back in the rental side of the business when I was a little bit younger. Was as an applicant, like to come with a pre-filled application and have all your documents ready, because I know, I mean, you guys have great fun chasing up applications. You know, have you got your ID? Have you got your statements? Have you got your rental
bank
history?
Statements, everything. Yeah,
things like that would be a big help to bring with you guys. So ask heaps of questions. We want to answer all those questions for you as best as we can. Something I always like to suggest to people, particularly when I'm doing a for sales open home, is just listen to the other buyers as well, because a lot of times they might be asking a question or they might have prior knowledge. You might be doing it you're buying a property for the first time. It could be a first home buyer. It's always good to bounce off people. Just be mindful, everyone's got an opinion. So they're not always correct.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to listen to. I like to check if anything's broken.
Yeah.
Or squeals.
100%, especially if you're paying for the price that it's rented, obviously. You know, you want to make sure that everything is in the correct condition. And if you do apply and you do end up going into that property and it doesn't seem to be the correct fit, or if it's not maintained as it well before, 100% making sure that the property is well maintained and it also all its fixtures and all the maintenance is done. It's great to let us know if you do have any further questions when you come into the open homes about anything. So therefore we can chase it up before you even put in an application, or we get approved and we can fix that before you move in.
So yeah, good things to do that. Photos and videos. Do many people come through rentals and do photos
100%,
and videos all the time?
100%. And, you know, we get a lot of prospective tenants coming in to just look at the property, you know, neighbours. We also get people that come in that are running around to other suburbs to look at other properties. So definitely they do grab their phone out and they do start filming and they do start taking photos. You know, it's a really good option to just tell the agent or even just ask if we're allowed to take photos, because you know you're going around someone's property, and if it's tenanted, there's personal belongings everywhere, and maybe some of those tenants who are living in the property are just not comfortable with you filming.
Yep, spot on. That's a great one. I think that's really a key point with opens is ask permission. We again, like in the kitchen, normally we're okay if you want to open the cupboards. Don't go through their bedroom drawers and open those up. So ask permission of the agents. Obviously, we want to help you the best
Definitely
that we can. Now, the next point, I'm a father of 3. I love my kids. I wouldn't want to bring them to an open home. That doesn't mean you can't. We do want you to bring your kids to an open home. If you're bringing them, do your best to try to keep an eye on them. I don't do a great job keeping an eye on mine, but kids are welcome. Definitely. We love to see you all there. But just try to keep an eye on them if you can.
Don't let them be jumping around on the couch.
Definitely not. Respect the property as well, guys. Just treat it like you would if you were having somebody through your home. It's
Definitely, 100%.
As well. What else we got? Provide the agents current information. I put on here what to wear. I don't know.
Don't judge a book by its cover, as you said, Steve.
Yeah. But if you're making a first impression, try to make the 100%. Best one that you can. So a few don'ts, maybe out in the industry, is criticize the property. Now, people might think, it's the agent. He doesn't want, the bad vibes spreading or anything like that. That's not the case at all, guys. Look, we know as agents, Sandra and I know it quite well from our open viewings, is that not every property will suit every buyer or will suit every tenant. So if it's not the right one for you, we appreciate you coming. We strongly appreciate your feedback, but try not to walk around criticising it too much, because for somebody else that might be the ideal property as well. So be respectful of that. But
100%.
Look, we're open,
I couldn't agree more, Steve.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, that's a good one. What about food? Do you have many people bringing in food? Or
honestly, I haven't had one person bring food. I did have someone bring a coffee in before, and Gatorade. We do get a lot of people coming in because it's quite hot or it's cold, and people are coming into open homes at 10 o'clock in the morning. So you always get those prospective tenants coming in with a cup of coffee and it spilled. And that's happened before. And I've only been in real estate for maybe 2 months now, and it's happened. It's happened, and it's not been good.
It's a pretty high strike rate of that happening, guys.
Yeah.
So, try to keep your food and you look drinks at home. We understand it is hot out there and you're running around, guys. So, what about wearing shoes? Anyone come in barefoot yet?
I mean, a lot of prospective tenants come in and ask, should we take off our shoes? I mean, at the end of the day, it's a very respectful thing to say. You're coming into someone's property, you want to be respectful. And if you ask to take off your shoes and the owner wants you to take off your shoes, or the tenant does, it's always great to ask. It's never going to hurt.
Absolutely. We respect it. Definitely if they're muddy or you've been out for the day or the kids have been running around in the park.
Definitely.
They're quite dirty. We appreciate it. We do also appreciate that you do turn up with shoes and then you take them off. rather than turn up with no shoes.
Because we don't know what you've been walking on either.
It's a bit of fun. Do you get anyone at your properties where they come through and they knock the walls and they try to give it a bit of a building and pest inspection themselves?
I've never experienced that before, actually, Steve. As I said, I've only been doing real estate for 2 months, so there's so much I can experience within 2 months.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't experienced that yet.
All right. So something I've seen a few times is usually someone's uncle. Maybe their auntie at times too. I'm not here to discriminate, but people like to undertake their own building and pest inspections and give you the feedback of it. Look, guys, I appreciate it. If you're qualified to do so, fantastic, but it's probably a better idea to get someone who is qualified.
100%.
To do that. Pets, anyone bringing their pets?
No,
to your opens?
No. That's a big no.
Yeah.
You do not want to bring in your pet when you are going into a tenanted place. It's first of all very disrespectful, and second of all, there's dog hair, cat hair, or any sort of animal, a bird even, and a lot of people as well are allergic. So you need to keep in mind that if you were to walk into a property and there's people around, there could be a little kid and they would be allergic to a dog.
Yeah.
And then it's our fault in a way as an agent.
Yeah.
Because we let them in the property with an animal on.
That's true. That's true. But no, I agree. Like, guys, if you've got pets, try to keep them at home. If there's partners, try to do a swap.
100%.
One out.
Yeah.
Something like that's always fun. Parking in the driveway, real estate agents do it. That's a big no to us as real estate agents. But also we appreciate it if our tenants and buyers turning up are not parking in the driveway.
Yeah.
Appearance is everything, and that's something that we try to garner and go towards. So we're trying to create this facade of the home, and when the front yard's full, jam-packed of cars, it doesn't look great out there. The other thing I'd say, and I mean this again in a great way, is if you're a buyer or you're a tenant, we've all got a personal story behind us. Some people love to share that story at an open home. And look, sometimes it's better just to keep your personal details to yourself. If there's a certain situation you're working with, we're gonna call you back, or let's chat after the open. Better to just keep your own
100%.
personal information to yourself as well. Speaking on that, there was something I was going to say, and I totally forgot what it was.
Backtrack.
That's what it was. So, Sienna, how long do your open homes run for?
It can be up to half an hour.
Yep. So half an hour is pretty
But
normal.
usually our timetable would say 20 minutes. As we said before, punctuation and arriving on time is really important when an agent has a lot of opens to do on a Saturday. Yeah. On a Wednesday, we can be a little bit lenient about it because we don't usually have that many opens on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
However, Saturdays are really busy for us, so it's really good to get on time. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I was going to say as well is that obviously when you're buying a property, such a big thing, and even when you're renting a property, such a big thing as a tenant. But the agent is there, and yes, I want to service, a potential buyer or potential tenant to the best of my ability. But we've also, sometimes it's a real busy open, and there's going to be, 10 or 15 other people there that are also going to be wanting our time. So we're mindful that we're trying to share everything we can with a certain party, but we're also mindful to try to share it with everyone else. And we can ask you as a buyer or a tenant to try to be mindful of the others out there too.
100%. And also when walking into the property, you should always just keep in mind that we do have to take everyone's contact details. So just waiting at the front door, if we do have heaps of people coming through the property, just wait at the front door. Wait till the agent comes over to you, introduce yourself, and we can grab your contact details and you'll pop straight in. Yeah.
And don't give us dummy numbers. It's okay. If you don't want us to call you back, that's okay. But we can't help you.
Yeah, definitely.
We might have something better for you, and we can't really help you with it too much beyond that. Quick thing, I guess let's flip it a little bit. If you're trying to sell your home, a few do's and don'ts is obviously keep it presentable, well presented. Take your pets out if you've got a pet at home. Try to be out in time so that there's not this rush between buyers and sellers or tenants coming out as well. Sienna, anything else that you might want to add?
I mean, on sales, I'm not in sales myself. I'm on leasing.
On the rental side as well.
However, I think also walking into the property, if you do have a backyard or if you do have a front yard, walking in there, making sure it's presentable. Yeah. I think making sure your just curb stop is great. It will really intrigue buyers into buying the property or even putting in an offering. Yep.
Excellent. Yeah. Guys, so it's a really, really quick Monday night here. Thank you again for joining us, Sienna. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you soon. If you have any questions, whether about buying, selling, renting, leasing, anything that we can help you with, please feel free, give us a call. We're available anytime. You can see well and truly up past 8.
We never sleep.
We never sleep. So I'd love to see you guys out there. And thanks again for joining us on Monday night.
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye. I'll click this.